Good morning, everyone. This is,
I'm Zeke.
and I'm Jerri. And we are here once again with our 2 minutes, maybe a little over, of seniors on the go. And guess what, guys? Today we want to just talk a little bit about, I think, some things in our past. Maybe travel. What you think, Zeke?
I think travel is a good thing because that is my absolute favorite hobby to do.
Other than health, talk about health probably.
Well, health is not a hobby, that's a way
Right.
of
Well,
life.
that's true. Yeah. But anyway, guys, let me just say this because we only have 2 minutes, right? You know, I grew up poor. I don't know about Zeke. I don't know, mother had 11 children, so, but his father worked. I was a single family. I mean, single parent. So I grew up real poor. So I really wasn't exposed to many things. But then when we got married and then when we got into business, oh my God, it really opened my mind and his mind up to a whole new world of look, Jerry and Zeke, you got to step out of your comfort zone if you're going to be in business, and that'll help you to experience. And we found out that it really did help us to experience a lot more out of life. And if you don't get anything out of this today, step out of your comfort zone so you could experience more out of life. And that started, I think, in the early 70s, Z.
Well, actually, it started for me in the 60s. Uh, in the 60s, pretty much out of high school, joined the military, went to Europe, Germany, and a number of different countries in Scandinavia.
Mm-hmm.
But the real travel, like you said, you actually started in the 70s because when we got married, we had a traditional African wedding that lasted for 3 weeks, and then we took a vacation, well, a honeymoon, and we traveled to West Africa to four countries over a 6 week period of time. From Ghana, Togo. It was then Dahomey and Nigeria. So the 70s really started our big traveling journey.
Yes. And then when we got in the early 80s and got into A.O. Williams, ooh, that was when we really got into business, guys. And I'm talking about opening our minds, our life up to more traveling all over Europe. You name it, we've been there. And now with this crypto explosion, and people are able to um, have businesses and interact with people all over the world, because of that, that opens up another world where now we're finding not just us, but with Boomy, having teams in Africa, all over Africa and different places. It just
Yeah,
opens up a new world.
absolutely. Yeah, I want to go back to the 80s because the 80s was the light bulb really went off because we grew up. I mean, basically in the hood, and then the 80s we started to really travel and started to see the comparison where we grew up. We never pretty much left the neighborhood,
Right.
and then in the 80s, I mean, literally in the 80s, we sent our daughter to Europe
Yeah.
by herself. Can you
Yeah.
imagine that today, 9 or 10 years old? So we've had some exposure to the globe, if you will. But the 80s we started to compare. It's like, wow, people live like this, I mean, we stayed in the best hotels. I mean, the service was, totally off the chain. I mean, people waiting on your hand and foot.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the 60s where, we never been out the neighborhood for the most part. It was life changing.
Yeah.
So we went on from the 80s to the 90s traveling, from Africa to Europe and different places, and then fast forward to the 2000s. In the 2000s, we went to Dubai, on the Asian continent. Now that was really different. The people were so rich there. I mean, we just, we almost couldn't relate. So, what do you think about Dubai, Jerry?
Yes, it was. I agree with you. They were there buying, their, excuse me, $10,000 and up, pairs of shoes and pocketbooks, this and that, the other. But guess what, guys? with this crypto, if you wanted to do that, I'm not saying you want to do that, but if you wanted to do that, you will be able to do that. I see bringing it full circle, people will be able to achieve so much more and so much faster because of these coins through the debt box and IX Global or just Bitcoin, whatever they decide to do. But let's finish this because it's over 5 minutes. And I just want to finish by saying, open up, get out of your comfort zone, look into new things. I think it was the one of the guys, one of the leaders in IX Global, and he talked about how old ways doesn't open up. I think he said new ideas or something. I can't remember. But anyway,
I want to close by saying, we all have a story. You know, if your story is not what you want it to be, let that be your old story. Create a new story for your life.
yeah,
It's just a matter of you making that decision, switching it off, switching it on in your brain,
yes.
and you write your new story. Wherever you want to go, when you want to go, how you want to live, that can be your new story.
Now
And
you
that's
have
my
heard-
story, and I'm sticking to it.
So you've heard from seniors on the go, but I still need to say with crypto. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.